Okay. Looks like I'm working here. Hopefully. Are we going? Oh, it looks like it. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Boom. I think I got it going here. What's going on, Mr. Joe? Shannon. I think I shared it over, and it looks like I'm going. So, how we doing this fine Wednesday afternoon? Doing good out there in MECA land. So, what's going on, Mr. Thibodeau? I'll still be going live this evening at our regular time. I'm just going live here. I shared it over to the MECA Africa page there, I think. But I'm going live from the main page here. Dang it. That was slick. Um but I'm doing it earlier in the day for the folks over there in Africa because I think they're 6 or 7 hours ahead of us. So I told them I was going to go live this afternoon. So here I am. But I made a mess first. Steven's early, Shannon says. So what else we got going on this fine afternoon? I know I'm going to do this live here and then try to clean my mess up here. Go visit Greg. And then I'll be back, like I said, this evening. Talk to all my folks for the states here. How we doing? Is it? I don't want to murder your name there. Hopefully, is it Ritesh? Hopefully, I got that right. How you doing, man? Oh, graduation. That's cool, Steven. Congratulations to the kiddos there that are getting graduated. Get rid of my napkin. What else we got going on out there this afternoon? You guys got some questions for me? Oh, my can's the same color. I got the ghost can. Hopefully my chat's working like it's supposed to. It looks like it is. Just working. You in your hut, Joe? You in the hut behind the hat? What else we got going on? Oh, got you stuck in an office today, huh? What's going on, Vernon? The latest news for MECA Africa is that basically we're still working on trying to get things back going for you guys out there. I know this week we're fairly busy getting ready for a big event we got going on here in the States. But we are working behind the scenes to get you guys some stuff going again before the end of the season here. Um, we've had a few inquiries about the license, but that's still open. Um, Again, like I said originally, we do have a couple people that are willing to help, and you know, let's see. So Abdul, hopefully I'm saying your name right there. If I ruin some of your guys' names, I apologize. Um, MECA is not taken away from South Africa. As far as as far as the judges are concerned, or the folks that were running it, I pretty much said what I have to say there. But the format's not getting taken away. Um, we're gonna keep on keeping on, and hopefully, like I said, we'll have something back up and running by the end of the year here. So hopefully that helps answer your question a little bit there. Let's see. Alternators and batteries, huh? Well, I know I've got a couple of companies on my banner here. Ohio Generator, Brand X, both great alternator companies. Excess Power, obviously great batteries. Um, those are the three that support MECA currently. So that'd probably be my first recommendations as far as what you would use. That might be a better question suited for the guys that are running those companies, but um, that'd be my recommendation right now. Let's see. As far as breaking down the schedule for World Finals, how we do it is basically, the first day we qualify, the second day the top three folks come back. That's how we run World Finals here in the States. So yes, they are in attendance both days or every day. Let's see. How long? Vernon, unfortunately, I don't know if I have a great answer to that question currently at this time. I know it could be pretty quick, but it could also be just a little bit. It kind of just depends on how things end up working out and how people's schedules are. And again, Abdul, I understand your frustration, man. And, I'm not happy about any of this stuff either. To think that I'm happy about it or that we're happy about it, it's kind of silly. I'm not happy about any of it either, but unfortunately, it kind of is what it is at this point. Um, I know Claude said he could host some 1Xs. I know that, like I said, DV said he'd be willing to help. So I guess really what I'm saying is if we can get some folks that are willing to, put a couple things together, we're willing to try to work that out here in the next, for the end of your guys' season here. Um, so I guess that might have kind of been Vernon and Ritesh. I guess your question's kind of similar. So that's kind of the best answer I have for that. The process for looking at the license, um, if you'd like to inquire about that, you can reach out to us. Shannon's phone number, our email, any of that stuff, and we'd be happy to talk to you about it and show you what's going on there. So technically speaking, um, you know, South Africa, I mean, that was never really finalized or figured out to an extent anyways. So um in all technicalities, they would be separate. And then how I do it or how MECA does it is if, the countries want the world record recognition, then basically, we have to come over there and certify the vehicles. And that's how we would do that. Um, so I would say essentially it would be kind of more like a regional setup, and then on a worldly level, there's a little bit different of a process. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up here on the the comments. Vernon, what happens with no shows? We don't get points, but when finals, it won't count for us here. I'm sure if we are able to get things back up and running, I'm sure as far as the points are concerned and things like that, depending on how much time is lost, I'm sure we might be able to come up with a remedy for that, but that'll have to be something that we look at in the future. Um, what's the MECA license fee cost? So Granger, hopefully I'm getting you right there. Um, so the MECA license, basically, um, I guess we do have a standard price, but we do negotiate that. So I would say that it could be different depending on how, the negotiation process goes or things like that. But essentially, we start at $5,000. So that should answer that question. And then, like I said, it could be anywhere from up or down from there. That's right, Jason. But I do have a 3X2 and 3X certified judge there that's willing to help. So, I wouldn't necessarily count those all the way out neither. I know it's a hard time and a hard situation. And like I said, I understand everybody's frustration and I understand your points. But, like I said previously, it kind of, we're here, and I'm going to do the best I can to work through it and, get it back going for you guys. And, all I can really do at this point is, apologize and ask you to bear with me until I can get things back up and running. And, it's kind of where I'm at with that. What's going on, Kayvon, Claude? Anybody else here that I missed? If I missed a question, ask me again and I'll try to get to it. I think I'm caught up at this point pretty decently, I think. It is pretty warm out there today, Kayvon. Make sure you're drinking your water, man. How many DB do it take to win M5? A lot. I mean, I don't know. Just if I had to guess off the top of my head, I'd say I'd be looking for at least a 175. I mean, that might be a little high, give or take, but that's what I'd be. Uh, is that what that's what I'd be shooting for? I didn't say anybody had the necessary equipment. I said they had the necessary knowledge to do it. So either they could get somebody that has the equipment, or I mean, you never know. The main issue is really when I ship stuff, it takes a long time to go from me to there. I think the last time I shipped something over there to those guys, it took like almost 6 months. So that kind of, you know, if I can figure that part of it out, you might have a Magnum over there before you know it. But you know, I mean, I sent the last one over there. So hopefully that answers that question. And like I said, I think there's quite a few people that might be willing to help him. That and that's what we're really working on, Vernon. Um, Here, I'll post that up. That's really what we're working on, man. And that's kind of what the snag up is right this second. But as soon as we can alleviate some things, we'll and get it figured out. Obviously, we are still looking for new license holders and all that good stuff. And you know and I get that, and I want you to be able to, and believe me, I'm going to try to get it going back as fast as I can. Like I said, I know that there's a lot of people frustrated. I'm frustrated. This is not what I wanted to do either. This is not really what MECA wanted, but unfortunately, again, we're just kind of here. So, um, in my experience, the only thing I know how to do is put my nose on the grindstone and keep on trying. So, that's what we will do. What's going on, Miguel? and we'll be working on trying to, spread the love too, Vernon. So I mean, all that stuff is a part of it, and trust me, I understand all your concerns, and a lot of them are valid. So, you know, like I said, all I can really do is ask you to bear with me and see what happens. And like I said, hopefully we can make it happen. And if we can't, just know that it's not from a lack of effort. What's going on, Miguel? I went live in the afternoon for the MECA Africa page there, Miguel. I'll still be going live this evening with you guys. But Africa's about 6 or 7 hours in front of us in time. So I'm just doing a live with those guys, trying to answer their questions and things like that. Again, I think I've kind of covered this part also, and like I said, I understand. Those of you that I know, maybe a lot of you guys in South Africa may not. Um, it may or may not know who I am, but I am a competitor. I've been doing car audio for a very long time, and believe me, I understand um, how much it takes, how much money it takes, how much time it takes. I understand all of that, and believe me. Um, Pretty much, Miguel. Yeah, that's why we're here talking. What's going on, Mr. Ball? How you doing? All right, I think I'm caught back up on the chat over there, guys. So hanging out at work, I hear that. I hear that. I caught a few minutes here. I was going to go live and try to answer some questions for these guys. I mean, it'll work out, Miguel. It's just going to take time, brother. I wish it would take less time, but it'll end up working out one way or the other. But I think I'm caught up here on my chat now. So if you guys got any other questions, or if I missed one, you can go ahead and shoot, and I'll try to answer your questions. And yeah, I'm back to the bottom of that page. I did recently, I guess those of you that don't know, I might have, let's see here. So as far as 1X events are concerned, man, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I apologize. But as far as the 1X events are concerned, in MECA, basically, if you're a retail member, you're allowed to host 1X events, regardless. So basically, all the retail members are allowed to do that all the time if they want. Even when there is licensees and judges in place, basically you would just reach out to us or put in a ticket on the website for inquiring about hosting an event, and we would get back to you and get you with all that information you needed um, at that point. I think at this time, um, I think we've extended that out to allow your independent teams to be able to do that as well at this point in South Africa. So I don't see it being, very difficult to get any 1X events off the ground. That let's see, I'm not 100% privy to all that, I guess, right this second, Jason. I'd have to have a more of a conversation with Shannon on that one. But as far as I know, yes, the equipment is available, and there is a couple of people there that are willing to help. Um, on loaning that equipment or letting somebody use that equipment to be able to host multi-point events at this time. Retail retail members are allowed to host 1X events, Charles. I'd have to actually read the rule book, but we have kind of an extenuating circumstance in South Africa, so I'm just trying to make sure they can hopefully try to keep a few events going for themselves. So I've told them that basically any independent team or retailer, but generally speaking, I believe it says retail members are allowed to host 1X events. And it's really meant for those folks that have like brick and mortar shops that want to do an event to help advertise their shop, etc. So yeah, I mean, really, that's what I'm trying to work towards, Jason, is just getting that back up for you. And like I said, the license is going to remain open. Really, at this point, the stuff with DV and Claude, um, you know, I have a little bit of a relationship with DV. He's willing to help us. Claude's willing to continue doing the 1X's. I'm not speaking on who's a permanent fixture or any of that stuff. Um, you know, just basically that those are the folks that are going to try to help us keep it going at this time. And then, hopefully when we work out a new license agreement with some folks, we will, uh, be able to keep those guys on the team possibly. Nothing's really set in stone. A lot of it is basically just trying to figure out how to get stuff going for the competitors. Um, you know, so we're basically, just trying to make it so you guys can keep going. Um, you know, um, yes, Auto Armor could have hosted 1X events without a mecha judge at any time when they were a retail member, but I'm pretty sure I refunded that membership. Um, but I mean, if they become a retail member again, absolutely, that is correct. So, yeah, just reiterating your question above, basically, yes, as a retail member, they could host 1X events on their own. And I think I'm caught back up again. I think. What is a 1X event? So essentially, it's essentially the same thing. Here, I pull this up here. Essentially, it's just like any other event. It's just a points multiplier. So we have 1, 2, 3X events. We also offer 4X events, which would be like your finals event. 4X events are events that only Shannon and myself host. So I think we have 4 or 5 of those in the States. And then, the finals is usually one. So 1X event is essentially just an event where it's worth 5 points to win, so on and so forth. So, Jason, currently right now, I'm not. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be affiliated with Sujin and Pumish, and I've said what I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to drag anybody down any more than we already have. I'm not. That's not really who I am. But believe me, that's the decision, and it's not going to change even when we are back up and running. Um, you know, we'll make sure that whoever does end up running it has the correct equipment. And I think also, we also do mean like extending the 1X event thing to the teams is another part of that also. But, you know, I'm always going to try to give you some response, whether I want to talk about it or not. That's why I do these things, is to try to be transparent with you guys and let you guys ask me the questions that you want. Obviously, you might ask me something and I might tell you we're not going to talk about it. But, other than that, I'd say 90% of the time you're going to get an answer from me. So, I appreciate you, caring enough to get on here and ask the questions that you want to ask, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. Yeah, so I think Shannon answered here. It might be one of my other admins, but it looks like she was answering maybe some of the questions about the 1X there in the comment section. So you guys can kind of see the answer there, maybe to some of the questions about the 1X stuff. What's going on, Mr. Blakey? All right, Jason. So I can definitely get with you about that, about the equipment and stuff. Um, I do know that I can extend. I think it's a 10% off to MECA members. Um, sorry, I read something else and now I got sidetracked. Oh, yeah. So I'll have Shannon get with you, or one of us will get with you after this about the term lab stuff there, Jason. Yeah, I'll be at Slamology, Mr. DeClue. I'll be there. So um we do offer a training for sound quality, and really when they come for training, that's the biggest part of the training. The sound pressure stuff is kind of, we read the rules and then I call it baptism by fire. um, but the sound quality install show and shine stuff is the majority of what the training is. So usually our sound quality install trainings are 1 or 2 days, and that's basically the majority what they're getting trained. However, just in my experience, I'm a sound pressure guy, a sound pressure competitor for a long time, sound pressure judge, head sound pressure judge, R&E committee member, um, head of the R&E committee. So I know enough to get in trouble, with all of it. But for consistency and sound quality, and I'm just gonna tell the truth, what my opinion is, and my opinion is that to kind of earn that consistency, um, you have to get the judges or find judges that they have to care. They might not necessarily be the greatest judge in the world, but if they care, they're gonna do a good job. Um, and with that being said, achieving the consistency part, it takes more than just one training class. Unfortunately, I feel sound quality is one of those things. Whether you're a judge or a competitor, it's not a whole lot different than sound pressure because you have to constantly evolve. You're constantly learning. It's a different set of challenges that are a little bit more complicated than what the sound pressure guys do. So I guess what I'm getting at is I believe the only way to achieve, the consistency that we're looking for is to continuously keep training and, keep conversating amongst ourselves as judges, and keep listening and keep sharpening those ears, type of thing. So, obviously we're all looking for that consistency. Um, however, unfortunately, what you call them, the listening classes, um, you know, you're always kind of getting somebody's opinion. It's just trying to get everybody, uh, you know, to judge towards the standard and towards the black and white. And then, over time, we achieve that consistency, I suppose. Is there fees involved for a 1x event? So yeah, we do have a sanction fee involved with 1x's, and you'll have to reach out to us, and we will um get that worked out with whoever's interested into it. Will term lab be allowed for 1x points? We allow Term Lab and SPL Lab at 1x events. Yeah, as long as I think this question here about the SQ stuff, yeah, there really isn't any equipment needed other than maybe the RTA. But even I can't get the RTA sensors right this second. We're waiting for them to start coming back in. So um, absolutely, if he's willing to do that, he can continue to try to throw those together, and we can work that out with DV. Yeah, so yeah, you would need the clamp for the power classes. What's going on, Jeffrey? Jason, we do have extreme classes. It just kind of depends on how your cabin's set up, um, where you would fall. But our extreme class is pretty open ended. But if you could fall into mod 4 or 5, then you could possibly be in a clamped class. But we don't necessarily have a clamped full out extreme class, if that's what you're asking there, Jason. Then yeah, we have a class for you for sure. It'll probably just be extreme class. Anytime there, Vernon. I do plan on, hopefully, I know my grandma ended up having a stroke, but I know I was telling you guys a little bit earlier, those of you that might not know me, I know I haven't been on here live with you guys in Africa a lot, but like I said, I used to compete and stuff, so we've been working on this guy here, and I think I'm gonna that was the rendering. It's actually done now. It's sitting out in my driveway. But I think I think we're gonna unveil this sucker at Slamology. Hopefully I can have it done in time. I think I should be getting my alternator this weekend, and that's the last piece of the puzzle there. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Again, I've got a YouTube channel, MECA Official YouTube. You can check us out there. I'm going to be making some testing videos, some install videos. I've got some of the brand new excess power X Max 45s that we're going to put in here. Got the Ohio generator alternator. I'm going to do headlights and a grill on it. Got to replace some of the struts, the window struts. So I'll be having some videos on all that stuff, installing, and some testing videos there with it. I'm not sure what amps and speakers we're going to throw in there just yet, but I got some stuff laying around here we'll throw in there for now. But just kind of show you guys what we got going on there, working on that for kind of a demo vehicle. I won't compete in MECA with it, but we might take it through a couple of the other lanes there and see what she does. So I don't know. I just kind of wanted to show you guys that because I think I got some new people on here that maybe they don't necessarily know who I know where I came from or how I got where I'm at. But what's going on, Mr. Allen? How you doing this afternoon? Those of you guys that are on here that are in the States, I'll still be back on tonight again at 8. I'm just live right now for MECA Africa. They're about 6 or 7 hours ahead of us, so I wanted to go live while it was still evening there. I was just kind of showing them the car here, what I'm working on, what my plans are, things like that. Do you guys have any questions for me? I guess I'll try to bring myself back on here. Let's see if I can hit the right buttons. And this one. I did it. Why is there not a separate sedan radical class? You mean like for a trunk vehicle, Ashley? I mean, I think I can give you an answer either way. So the reason there's not necessarily a separation there is because for extreme class, essentially the vehicle becomes the enclosure. So there shouldn't be, I guess what I'm saying is, sure, there might be advantages one way or the other. But with testing and things like that, um, you know, it should be fairly equal or level. But I know like trunk cars in the United States, if you're talking about street and trunk class in the X class division, it did used to be separated, but the trunk cars tend to beat the street cars. So that's why we kind of didn't see the need to separate it out. Hopefully, hopefully that kind of answers your question there, Ashley. Um, to me, I guess if it's a full extreme build, it it should be fairly equal, other than the size of the vehicle. And at that point, you know, you're allowed to do so many modifications within said vehicle. You should be able to kind of level the playing field there. And then, kind of like I said, from what we see over here, a lot of our trunk vehicles, um, they're just as loud, if not louder, than the street vehicles. So that's kind of why we smash those classes together. Uh, let's see, Alex. Okay, so Alex, if you're looking for the rules, they're available right on our website. If you go to mecacaraudio.com, again, that's mecacaraudio.com, you should be able to find the rule book right there. So let's see. Here, I'll do this. And let's see, share here, share. So I think you guys should be able to see my screen now. It looks like, hopefully. So this is the website page here. I'm going to take it back to the home page. That's an event we got coming up. So now we're back on the home page here on the website. So if you're looking for the rules, you're going to go right here for sound pressure, to the sound pressure tab. You got the 2024 sound pressure rulebook, dueling demos rulebook, MECA Kids rulebook right there on the sound pressure tab. If you go to the sound quality tab, you got the sound quality rulebook. If you go to the show and shine tab, you've got our show and shine rulebook and our ride the light rulebook. If you go to the events, you got our event schedule. You click on event schedule. I'll show you guys something about that. You guys can start checking it out. So up here, you can, select where you want to look. But also when you're looking, if you're just looking for the future, it comes up and shows you the recent events. So it'll only be events that are coming up. So you'll want to click this thing here that says all events, and that'll show you all events we have scheduled here in the United States. Or you could click South Africa there, and it'll show you that. Let's see, back to the house here. I'm logged in as a member. So if you're a member, you'll have this menu here. You got profiles, manage your teams.
How to add teams, edit your profile, show them the gallery, and the MECA member support.
So if you go to this thing here that says My MECA, it should bring up your profile, and it tell you about yourself. You can go to your teams here. You can select teams basically, and it'll send a notification to the captain of that team, and then the captain can put you on the team. You can go into this thing here that says My Public Profile and add pictures. Tells you all your stats and things like that. Got my photos here, my dogs and my family. You can edit your pictures there. This thing here, the teams, like I was telling you, only the team members manage that. So like if you select the team and then, want to join it, you would click this button and it would send an invite to them and they would be able to approve it or not. And then let's see, I think last but not least, if we go all the way down here to the bottom, you've got member support. If you need to submit a ticket or anything like that, you'll want to come to this member support section here. And then you'll fill out the information and then submit your request. And that's how you go to submit problems with memberships, points, things like that. So that's a little walk around of our website here. Again, so if you guys want to check out rules, events, anything like that, you can check out mecacaraudio.com. And hopefully you have a little bit better idea of how we get around that now. So let's see. I'm going to try to come back on here. And there we go. Deshan, hopefully I'm saying that right. I appreciate that. And yeah, if you need help getting in contact with anybody, just reach out to us. And obviously it takes a village sometimes. So the more you guys are willing to help pull together and get it done, I'm sure the quicker we can make it happen. So I appreciate that. And like I said, if you like, just reach out to us, and we'll try to get you guys all in communication with each other, to hopefully be able to continue moving along. Mr. Wilson, I'm looking forward to it too, man. We're looking forward to it. We'll see you there. And I'm trying to catch up here. Appreciate that. Sugars, Jason, all you guys that are, willing to help out. We do appreciate that. Um, and obviously, if you need help with jigs or anything like that, the measurements are found in the rule book. So you can, build your own jigs if necessary. Also, like I said, I do, I can send them, but I know that the last time I sent stuff to South Africa, it took quite some time to arrive. So I'm looking for maybe better ways to figure out how to get stuff to you guys. But in the meantime, all of our jig specs, they are found in the rule book so that you can make them yourselves if you need to. I hear that, James. Also, I did miss Alan's comment way up there. I saw he asked me about being at SVR, and yes, we will be at SVR. I do think I plan on being there myself also. Um, but we'll have Clifford, Irvin, and I believe Tony there judging. So it should be a good show with some pretty good judges. We're also making it a 4X, because we know a lot of folks travel to that show. I think I answered that question about the sedan class there. I think I don't know how you can find those differences until you go to the other states, Nilo. I mean, but that's just me, and I don't know that they are more stringent on judging either. I don't know. Okay. So, I mean, controversial question, controversial answers, maybe, but so, once you start an event on the term lab, you cannot manipulate the score other than. So, I guess what I'm saying is I can't go in and really change your scores per se, but when you upload them to the websites or the databases, there. I mean, the judge could do something like that, but I'm not. You know, I'm not gonna accuse or say anybody did any of that without being able to prove that, and I don't see any any you know I don't see anything there that makes me think that any of the scores were not valid. That's not to say that I'm not saying one way or the other. I was not there or present. Obviously, you know, there are ways that you can, uh, you know, I guess you can manipulate the score, but it's not necessarily anything that the judge did per se. And usually, if you're paying attention, you can see it. But I don't like to talk about that a whole lot because I don't like to teach people how to cheat. But that's not to say that I'm not aware that it can happen. So I guess the long and the short of it is, absolutely, you that could happen, but at the end of the day, I'm not taking anybody's scores away from them. And like I said, I didn't necessarily, um, in what I looked at and what I saw, I didn't see anything that warranted me or MECA saying anything foul about any of the scores. So at least that's my opinion right this second, and that's where I'm at with that. The problem with the RTA, um, it's a separate sensor, and currently, right this second, unless something's changed, I'll shoot a message out to TermLab sometime maybe this week. But I know I talked to him a month or two ago, and we're waiting for essentially for the right, I guess, computer chip or whatever that they use to make the RTA. The problem's not necessarily financial as much as it is getting the actual RTA sensor. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, Abdul. I never accused them of that. I'm not saying that it didn't get said, but I don't know that I quite understand that statement. But I can't control what others run around and you know say. What's going on, Mr. Tyler? Right, Jason. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, without, I don't know, there's not really a great answer there, other than, like I said, I didn't see anything that warranted me, um, you know, that warranted as proof of that. So I just that kind of just got, you know, that that part of it's not a thing to me. If that if that's the right answer or not, I don't know. And Deshaun, I will do that. I will let you guys know as soon as I know we can get them. All right, you guys. Did you guys have any other questions for me this afternoon? It looks like I've been going a little over an hour here. I will start trying to do this every Wednesday. Would you guys prefer me to come on an hour sooner? For the Africa guys, I'll start doing this every Wednesday afternoon if you want, or maybe every other Wednesday. I don't know. Let us know. Comment here. And like I said, I can work on, I can do it an hour or two sooner if necessary. Um, you know, let's see. I did get one more question here. So, the RTA is not an essential part of sound quality. However, it is a sound quality format. So we have an RTA format, which resides in sound quality in the sound quality section. And basically, um, basically, sorry. Um, Basically, it's just a requirement to complete that particular format. Um, so I guess the short answer is no, it's not necessary. You can still pull off a sound quality event without an RTA. You just cannot do the RTA format. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm gonna go visit my grandma here for a few, and I'm aware of that too, Abdul, and I will be doing my homework. Trust me, but I mean, I also probably will be willing to let folks help right this second because I do really want to keep it going for the people that want to have it. So I mean, there's a couple of maybe more than meets the eye here. And again, like I said, I really don't intend or don't want to completely take MECA out of Africa. So essentially, right this second, I'm kind of just doing everything that we can to try to help those that are willing to help us keep it going right now. But like I said, when we take on a new license holder, we'll definitely be doing our homework. So, um, you know, like I said, that's kind of the best answers I have for you right now on that. I'm fully aware of some of that, and I'm fully aware that there, like I said, there's a lot more than meets the eye to this whole thing, and I'm not big on trying to slang dirt on people. So like I said, I kind of said what I have to say, and I really didn't even want to say what I had to say to begin with, and that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it. So you know, I I'm not into just running around and throwing dirt on everybody, but believe me, I'll keep my eyes open, and hopefully we'll do things the best that we can moving forward. Joe Alt here, he made a comment for you guys here. Joe is our head SPL judge. So if you have any questions about sound pressure stuff, you can reach out to Joe here on Facebook. Um, He'll be happy to help you out or answer any of your questions. Again, I think we're coming to the end here. Um, Anytime, Abdul, like I said, I don't. Some of the stuff you might not really get me to talk about it, but I'll try to tell you, tell you what I can and tell you what I think's the truth. And past that, like I said, I'm one of those folks that just wants to move forward at this point. So, you know, all you guys that that want to move forward, that's what we're here to do. So hopefully we can keep that running for you guys. Again, make sure if you have any questions about sound pressure, you can reach out to Joe. Tony's my head sound quality guy, but I don't see him on there right this second. But I'm sure he feels the same way. He'd be happy to answer any of your guys' questions as well. All right. Well, I guess you guys might not know the drill, but until next time, keep it loud and clear, mecha heads.